progress walk. We made a lot of progress since the last time we've been out here. You can see obviously all the windows are installed, but all of our mechanical roughs are pretty much in place. We're getting ready to get signed off this weekend, or this week. Plumbing has already been signed off on. We're going to get our electrical and HVAC stuff signed off on, and then we'll be off to insulating and drywalling. So moving right along. So as you can see, our triple glazed Schuco windows and doors are in. We have our large lift and slide there. It's all been completed. We have this Fry reglet, which I'm actually holding a piece here. It's a J channel that basically goes into the window, and we have a mock-up. When we do the progress walk upstairs, you'll be able to see it, but basically it allows the drywall to tuck in there nice and neat. Now, Kurt, who's out here as the project manager, you can see he's gone around and diligently has planed down different blocks to basically set this Fry reglet so that we always have a consistent reveal here across the window. And it's a consistent reveal on this window, as well as it's a consistent reveal from window to window, so that when we look over here, the drywall goes in, and if we have 2 inches of black there, then we have 2 inches of black here, we have 2 inches of black there, so that we get that nice cohesive consistency when we look at these windows. You can see our electrical is in place here. We're able to sneak some in. These intermediate columns are across here. Again, our large windows. As we move down here into the kitchen area, we're starting to prep and get ready for cabinetry, and that all of our blocking is in here. You can see it. One of the things I wanted to point out was these are really cool electrical boxes, in the sense that you have to router and put them in there, but you can see that little setting screw there. That screw allows this box to slide in and out laterally. And the question is, why would you want that? Well, if you're putting that in and you're not quite sure on what the exact dimension of the tile is, that gives you the ability that after you have the board in and you're setting your tile, you can simply come in here, turn that screw, and move that box in or out relative to the face of the tile and get a perfect placement every time. So those adjustable boxes, you know, working very well. You can see all of our plumbing is in. Again, just as a refresher, you know, we did the 2x4 staggered stud on a 2x8 plate there. So we're going to have a really good insulating value. We also have our Zip R9 system that is a continuous rigid insulation on the outside of that, acting as a nice sweater to complement the thicker walls there. And again, you can see all the blocking here, all of the electrical, necessary electrical for the different refrigerator locations. All of that has been planned out, laid out here. You know, the electrician here putting in an outlet here for the microwave, you can see, blocking it out to make sure that we're out at that right dimension. Our pantry also has received all the necessary blocking. We're going to have cabinetry on one side, shelving on the other side there. We have our little den space here, basically just framed out, ready for insulation. As we look up to the sky here, you can see all of our recessed cans have been planned out and laid out very diligently by the electrician. Our ventilation system here has been installed. We're using a Zender system, so you know, this 3-inch corrugated pipe here, comfo tube, it snakes all through the house and goes back down to the unit. When we do the progress walk down in the basement, we'll talk a little bit more about that. You know, here we still are waiting on the door. It did get ordered. We have a very large format Schuco aluminum door with a couple side lights. So we're just waiting for that to get fabricated and arrive, and we'll get that placed in there. Moving down the hall here, a couple things. The office here, not a whole lot of magic happening here, just beautiful view down to the river. The one thing actually that I wanted to point out, this was pretty neat. So the homeowner is doing some of the work himself, and you know, when you put in stuff for cable TV and running stuff for media, a lot of times they put in that little plastic hose. I know it has a name that escapes me at the moment, but it's really flimsy and it's hard to snake things through. So the homeowner here, we actually use some hard PVC pipe, and he's going to run all of his media stuff up through here. So it'll be real easy to snake things down into the basement and get that stuff set up. Moving down the hallway, you can see we took full advantage of a lot of these cavities, and like I said, we have a lot of those ventilation tubes running through the house, so we take full advantage of those cavity systems going through there. Here in our staircase, we're in the process of working with a stair company to develop a nice contemporary style stair. These 2 flights of stairs here, these are all temporary. The landings are going to stay, and we'll have our nice contemporary stairs here getting installed, flying up there. Coming down the hall, notice we actually framed in a little niche here to give some visual interest. So as you're moving down the hallway, we have a place for a nice piece of artwork. We actually have an outlet here so that we can get some lighting for that artwork. Again, more comfo tube. We have our mud room, our powder room here. You can see a bunch of the utilities running up. Obviously, all of the plumbing has been run. We have some diagrams from our interior designer that, you know, of what those spaces are going to look like. Our entrance to the garage. This here is our laundry room here. You can see that all of the necessary plumbing for the washer and dryer has been placed in for our laundry tub there. And then moving into this space here, this is one of the bedroom suites, the owner suite. So it's not the largest bedroom I've ever done. It certainly handles the task very well, but you know, you get these views of the river. We have our full bathroom here, just on the other side. You can see that we have our depressed framing. We talked about that in some of the framing videos, so that we have a zero clearance shower. You can see our alcove here for a shampoo shelf built in. All the necessary blocking has been placed in there. All of the plumbing, etc. We have our 2 recesses here for our medicine cabinets. You know, it's always good to understand the lighting, our outlets, the size of the medicine cabinets, relationship to sinks. All of that stuff has to get planned out. And then, of course, we have a walk-in closet here. It's a double-loaded closet, meaning that we'll have clothes hanging rods there and shelves, hanging rods and shelves down this side. Again, you know, this is a really good example of our 2x4 staggered stud wall as our exterior wall. This one doesn't go to the outside, it goes to the garage, but it's still considered an exterior wall system. So we run that all the way through, and yeah. You know, one last thing that we can talk about, you can see again, we have our ventilation system up there, but you can also see here the Tri-Force floor frame trusses that we use. These are the trimmable ones. They have the solid ends here and that we can trim, but you can see how convenient it is to get electrical, get our ventilation tubes, get our HVAC, get all of that stuff running through there. So anyways, that's our first floor. We're out at the Riverside project. I'm Stephen Basic Architect, and that's our progress walk today.